Hello friends and happy new year. Are you excited for a brand new year and starting it with a clean slate because the year of 2024 often felt like it was a dumpster fire? If you're asking me, I felt like every single day of the 2024 year, I was putting out some type of fire here or there. That being said, one night when I was sitting on the couch scrolling through Facebook, I came across this targeted ad and it just spoke to me. I never ran so fast back to my craft room because I knew I needed to make it. And today I have for you the cutest dumpster fire note card holder ever. This right here is made out of acrylic and I used my Xtool P2 to create this project. I'm going to show you how we make this today because I feel like I'm not the only one who's constantly putting out fires. Now this thing right here, again, is in all acrylic and I'm going to be using my Xtool P2 for today's project because I'm going to be using acrylic. Now, two things. First, green acrylic. If you're going to make it in the same color as me, you can use green acrylic on the diode lasers that Xtool offers, so you can create this project. But secondly, you don't necessarily need to cut this out in acrylic. You also can cut it out in wood. So if you're not someone that has green acrylic or you don't even want to use acrylic, it's okay. All you need to do is grab the material that you want to make this out in, and then we create it together. The great thing about this is even if you don't have the Xtool P2, but you have another Xtool laser in the Xtool family, then you're going to be able to create it because we're going to use the same exact software for every single one of the machines. Now, cutting parameters and engraving parameters are going to be different for everyone. So you are going to need to know what settings that you're going to need to use for this. But the great part is the SVG file for this project and also the software is all going to be the same for everyone if you're using an Xtool laser machine. Also, I forgot to mention the note cards that are going to be found in here. I actually did not use the any Xtool to create these cards. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek on how in the world I created this. Now, the SVG file and the cardstock for these note cards are found in my cardstock warehouse. So if you wanted to create your own, just like this, I'm going to have two SVG files down in the description of this video. So you're going to be able to create this project with me today. Are you ready to get started? Let's go.
So the very first thing you want to do is open up a blank window in the Xtool Creative Space program. Then what you have to do is find the downloaded dumpster 3D SVG file that I've linked for you in the description of this video. Now, this is actually a really important part. What you need to do is take some digital calipers and you need to figure out the thickness of the material that you're going to be using today. For me, I'm going to be using 3mm thick green acrylic. When I have taken calipers to my product, what you need to do is select the file that you're going to use, and then you're going to find the SVG file. You're just going to drag and drop it into Xtool's Creative Space. Now, this next step is very important. You're going to see this message that pops up where you're either going to press yes, rescale, or no, do not. What I need you to do is press no, do not. The reason for that is this particular SVG file is sized perfectly for the thickness of material that you're going to be using. If we were to resize this, what happens is your slots for your file and everything else won't click together like it's supposed to, and it's going to create a huge headache for you. So just make sure that we press that no. Once it's in there, all you have to do is press right click and then ungroup. Now what we want to do is turn our Xtool machine on, and then you want to connect it to the machine that you're going to be using. Going back over to my Xtool P2S, what you want to do is put in the material that you're going to be using for this project. Remember, I am going to be using green acrylic for this. I love the fact that the P2S also has a camera. So once I get back over into my computer, you're going to see a live preview of my acrylic that I just put into my Xtool P2S. No matter what Xtool laser machine you use, I always want you to do the aimed measure on your Xtool. The reason for that is it's just going to give you the best quality cuts and engravings possible. Once you're done doing that, all you need to do is rearrange the project to fit on your material that you're going to be using. Remember, do not resize this project at all. This SVG file was created for the thickness of material that you're going to use. So if you're going to be creating this with me, my size dumpster is going to be the exact same size as yours. We are not allowed to resize any of this. Now, in this SVG file, you're going to see some red and black lines. All of those need to be cut lines. And then all of the blue icons that you see, all of those need to be set to engrave. Make sure and use the settings that your machine needs to use to cut the material that you're going to be using for today. Once you have everything set and ready to go, now all we need to do is go and press process, head over to your Xtool laser machine, and just press the go button. While we wait for the acrylic to cut and engrave, what I want to show you is how in the world I designed that little flame note card, because it's actually really easy. So today I ended up using my Caesar Juliet. I could have used my M1 Ultra with the blade housing to cut all of my cardstock, but the Caesar Juliet is just so much faster and easier for me to use. Anyways, I just found a flame. It was a free SVG file in the Caesar program. Inserted that into the Caesar Leonardo program, and then I created the flame, and then I also created a box, and then I pressed send design. Now, the entire design process of this took me a total of 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Since my Xtool P2S is still cutting and engraving all of my acrylic, I did want to note it took about 22 minutes for my Xtool to get done with the cutting and engraving of my dumpster. I went ahead and just started cutting out all of my flame note cards. All of the cardstock that I am using for this project is cardstock found in my cardstock warehouse, where I sell the highest quality of plain and glitter cardstock possible. Now, cutting out the flame and note cards of this on my Caesar Juliet took a total of 12 minutes to cut out a huge stack. Now, my least favorite part about any acrylic project is taking off the masking tape off the acrylic. That is the longest painful part of any acrylic project for me. I use a weeding tool pen. You could also get the gray Gorilla duct tape. That actually helps take off the masking tape off easier, but a weeding tool pen like what I'm using works perfectly fine. Once you get done taking off all the masking tape, the rest of it is super simple. It'll just click into place. Now, the SVG file that I have you download has an assembly picture. Make sure and reference the picture when you're assembling your dumpster, because that is going to be real helpful.
Wasn't this thing so easy and so quick to make? I am obsessed. I actually want to make one more for my husband downstairs when he is, trying to put out the fires over at the cardstock warehouse side of things, that, he has some really cute note cards. But I am obsessed with this, and it's just going to lighten the mood of any issue that we have going forward in the new year, because I have really cute note cards in a dumpster. This thing right here turned out so cute. Also, I just wanted to mention that if you do not want to do a note card holder like this, that is okay. Someone actually mentioned to me when I showed it on my Instagram that this would be a perfect gift card holder for like your boss or something like that. This would be so stinking cute. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create, and that also you have a fabulous new year, and I'll see you on the next one.